All right, everybody, welcome to tonight's Team Building Tuesday. Don Martin here. I'm excited. We have a nice full live stream Zoom session here. So congratulations for all of you that are on live to listen and potentially participate in this Zoom session. Remember, we just put out the brand new June calendar that I have right here that you can download from the team Facebook page, NMAshop.com, Team TNT Shopping Annuity Nation, the Facebook group. And it just goes through all the things that are available. Some of the cool things about the virtual training calendar before we get into Team Building Tuesday and all about the evaluation approach tonight is that all of the product-based events, Monday Fun Day from 7 o'clock to 7:20, and then Wellness Wednesday from 7 o'clock to whenever it's done, probably 45 minutes or so. And then Motives Cosmetics Thursday from 7 o'clock to whenever it's done. And then Skincare Saturday from 1 o'clock, and this is all Eastern to whenever it's done. All four of those are done on webinar now instead of the standard broadcast, because not only do we have it on the Zoom, so there's a new Zoom link right on the calendar, so you have to print off the calendar so you can get the Zoom codes. They're different for each one of the webinars. But also it's broadcast live on the Maximize Your Shopping Annuity Tips and Strategies Facebook group. So you guys should be a part of two groups on Facebook. The first one is a large team group, just our team, which is MAshop.com, Team TNT Shopping Annuity Nation. And the other group is Maximizing Your Shopping Annuity Tips and Strategies. That's where we stream live all of the product-specific trainings every single time we do these Zooms. So just keep that aware. You can get on the Zoom too, or you can just watch it and interact on the Facebook live stream at the exact same time. So just keep that in mind. The only ones that are on this code that you're on right now tonight, which is my standard broadcast zone code, is Team Building Tuesday, and then How to Show the Plan on Thursday. We moved that from Sunday to Thursday. So How to Show the Plan is Thursday night, 9:30 p.m. And this Thursday, I'm teaching how to show the plan by sketching it out myself, okay? So it's going to be me showing you how to show the plan by sketching it out. And when I have people on there, I'm going to request that everybody has a legal pad, and I'm going to teach you guys one of the most important things is to learn how to show the plan by sketching it out, because that is when you master showing it, and you can show it any other way, okay? So that's Thursday. All right, so let's get into tonight. Tonight, by the way, there's UBPs every Tuesday night at 7:30 Eastern time, which is second look meetings, which people can get on for a first look on occasion. Don't make it a habit, but second look presentations every Tuesday at 7:30. And then there's other ones that will be happening too, so that you can get people to follow up, okay, in there. But I know this Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, Elizabeth Weber, the top earner in the company, is doing a UBP second look presentation as well, right? So anyway, all right, so let's talk about tonight's topic. Tonight's topic, guys, is the psychology and the application of the evaluation approach. The evaluation approach is the number one most important, in my opinion, from my experience. I will tell you right now, the reason why I've made millions of dollars in this business is because early in my career, early in my career, I mastered the evaluation approach. I learned that the evaluation approach was the most important thing an unfranchised owner can not only learn to do themselves, but to teach their team to do. That creates duplication and an ongoing residual income and constantly building teams. The evaluation approach. I'm going to talk about what it is and how it applies, but also the psychology behind it and how you need to think for the evaluation approach to work correctly, okay? How the mindset that you have to have is applicable to make the evaluation approach work properly. And this mastery of this is key. Now, I'm going to tell you the first tip of advice to master the evaluation approach is to listen to Master Building Techniques audio. It's called Master Building Techniques. So at the end of every single training, I always give you guys an action item. The action item I'm going to give you guys for this week is you should all be listening to an audio every day. That is a daily success habit that every unfranchised owner has. And all of those of you that have been on with me doing action plans, you know, it doesn't matter how many videos you're part of. It doesn't matter how many interactive video trainings you're part of. You got to listen to an audio every single day because it doesn't take time to listen to an audio. You just listen to an audio, right? Right? With a headset, right? For me, you guys see me. How many people have seen me every single day with one of these on? Always. Why? Because when I'm not doing plans, I'm listening to an audio. J.R. Reinier told you, he said for 35 straight years, he's listening to an audio every single day. It doesn't matter if he's on vacation or whatever he's doing. He's always feeding his mind. It's one of the secrets to success in this business, and I think success in all fields of endeavor, really. But he's always feeding his mind. An audio every day, a Market America audio every day. Now, if you like listen to other content, you know, whether it be something that you're really interested in or business content or podcasts or whatever, that's in addition to. But the audio every day from a Market America source is absolutely vital key because it's going to build your confidence, your posture, your knowledge, and you're going to get a little bit better with this business every single day. But what's I think really important is with our business, that audio that I just shared with you, the coaching and action plan or the action item I'm going to give you is a list of the master building techniques every day for 7 straight days. That's my action item for you guys to do from this audio, because JR, the psychology that he talks about, well, the way he explains the techniques, not the psychology so much, but the techniques of the evaluation approach is key. There's a multiple different techniques. I'm not getting into the techniques. I'm going to talk a little bit about that, but I'm talking about the psychology. I'm going to say what it is, the psychology to it, and the way you need to think for it to work right for you and for people to receive it correctly so they don't feel like they're being baiting and switched. They don't feel like they're being reverse psychologied, because that's not what it is. In fact, some people made a mistake of thinking that that's what the evaluation approach was. And they said, I feel a little slimy. I feel like a little like I'm baiting and switching people. That's not the psychology of the evaluation approach. That means me and JR were talking the other day, and he and I both says, I think it's the most honest approach in the business, the evaluation approach. Right? It's not like sneaky or reverse at all, because you know as well as I do that more people won't do it than will. Won't you agree? More people won't do it than will. So when you tell people I like you to evaluate this business, because I know you may or may not be interested, I'm fine with it either way, but you might know the right people, and you'll never send me somebody until you understand what makes us different, and you're 100% confident that I'm going to treat them right and I have something that's of value to them. So I want you to see it. You guys like that approach there? It's phenomenal. And most people will do it because they feel, here's the thing. I'm not trying to bait and switch them. My goal is not to get them, to trick them to get on the plan. This is a psychology. My plan is not to get them on so they see the plan, to hope that they're interested. That's a bait and switch. The psychology of that should feel slimy. You understand what I'm saying? But that's not what it is. The psychology of the evaluation approach is to let everybody know what you do, what makes it different, and why someone who's looking to work for themselves from home or to create a secondary source of income, this would be of benefit to, whether it's for them or not. All I want to do is plant seeds, let people know what makes us different, so when they come across somebody that would be interested in this or interested in doing something for themselves from home, they have 100% confidence to send them my way, and they know I'll treat them right and I won't try to talk them into it. Does that make sense, everybody? You guys get that? Right? If you can, I can see you guys. Just give me this, that, whatever. So that's key. That's so vital and key, right? So when you think about this, right, if the right person sees it, they're going to end up doing it because they won't be able to stop themselves. They'll volunteer themselves. So in this process, if the right person sees it, they are going to recruit you. You don't have to recruit them. They're going to say, Don, this is the most brilliant thing in the world. Yeah, I'm pretty successful, but man, I want to learn more about this for myself. And I'm like, awesome, I would love to work with you. I wasn't sure if this would be for you or not, but I'd love to work with you. Let's take you to the next step. But I am not expecting that. I'm not trying to make that happen. I train myself mentally that the last thing I want to do is try to sell people in this business. Does that make sense? Because here's the thing that I see that's a mistake that happens. People spend time trying to sell people to get in so much that they spend time selling people to get in that won't be go now, instead of going through 2 or 3 more people to find the go now. Everybody get that? It's such a magic bullet in the business. It's such a magic bullet. So here's the psychology. I want people, the goal, my goal, the first goal of the evaluation approach is to ask, don't worry about the strategy. You can learn that from the Master Building Techniques audio and a bunch of other ones that Jared's done. But the psychology and goal of the evaluation approach is I want to get people, I want to ask people for their support. I want to ask them for some help. I'm going to let them know I'm expanding my business. I hope you guys have a notepad or jotting this stuff down because this is gigantically huge. I'm expanding my business. I'm looking to bring some partners on board. I'm looking for people, right, that have a certain, entrepreneurial spirit about them. And I understand that you're busy and you may or may not have any time for this. I'm fine with it either way. I'm not looking to convince you to do this. You bring that up. I'm not looking for you to be gone, and I'm fine with it either way, right? I don't want them to not look because they feel like they're gonna hurt my feelings if they're not interested, right? I'm fine with it either way, Bill. Whether this is for you or not, I'm fine with it either way. I just want you to evaluate what I'm doing so you can understand enough of what I do. So when you come across someone who could benefit from what I have, you have 100% confidence to send them my way. You know I'll treat them right, and you know there's something of value to them here, something that's totally different than anything else out there. That's my approach. Now, here's the thing. It doesn't matter to me if they'd be interested or not. I'm not trying to get them in. I'm not trying to twist their arm. I'm not trying to get them to see it, so I hope they like what they see. All I'm trying to do is plant seeds in as many people's minds as I can about what makes what we do, how we roll, and what makes us different, so that they're comfortable either recommending me somebody, or if they are an entrepreneurial person, they will identify that in the process and then tell me that, hey, listen, I may want to get more information about this myself. But I know this, the reason why it's the most honest, sincere approach is because I know that only 20, 30, 40% of people for ridiculously good business builders are going to do it. 20, 30, 40% at the most. The other 60, 70, 80% will not do it no matter what, because they're not entrepreneurial. They're not looking for something. They're happy with what they have. They're in a season of their life that it won't fit in their life, or they're not looking for something to fit in their life, or whatever it might be. Or they're just negative and they're not a business person. They are just better having a job. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way. I don't judge. But they know someone who could benefit from this. And if I tried to get them and I didn't use the evaluation approach, they never would have looked at it, number one. But even if they did and they felt pressured, they won't give me a referral because they don't want their friends to get mad at them because they recommended their friends to talk to me, who then tried to talk them into it. Does that make sense? Do you guys get in the feel for this? Do you understand the concept of this? I mean, it's like I want to pound my desk, right? And like choke you to get it, right? Because I know if you master this, you'll get, listen, I always tell people out of every 16 calls you make, you'll get 8, you should be able to get, 8 probably that'll sit down with you, right? That'll like first time. And then you'll get 4 that'll come see the second time, the second look, and 1 go now. 16, 8, 4, 1. But when you master the evaluation approach, I'll tell you right now, you'll get 8 out of every 10 calls that they'll actually agree to sit down and listen. If you master that approach, so important. But if there is, listen to me now, because this is key. If there is one piece, 1%, one little flavor that you want them, they will smell it, taste it, sniff it out, sense it, and they're going to go on defense. If they think you use that evaluation approach as a bait and switch process, they're going to feel it, they're going to sense it, and they will run because people don't want to be tricked. Would you agree? And I'm authentic about it. Steve Turner's a great example. When I met Steve at a networking event, right? He and I met, right? And my thing was, he is a business consultant. I'm an entrepreneur that has web centers, that has products and services that any client that he has could sell and offer to make extra money. And all I wanted to do is say, hey, let's create a relationship. So when I have people that could use your service, I'll send them to you. But when you have people that can use the products or services or any of the offerings I have, you can send them to me. Now, I know you won't recommend people until you learn more about what I do. And I won't really be comfortable sending people to you until I learn more about you too. Let's meet up for coffee at Rojo's Roastery. Right, Steve? Right? And that's where we did. And then we talked more. And then I said, why don't you meet some of the people that I work with? And he came to the Unfranchise presentation so he can meet and network with the other people. But during that process, he's the right guy. So he identified it I wasn't trying to get him on one single time. I just wanted to create that rapport where we be comfortable recommending business back and forth. But you can't stop the right person when they see it. You guys understand what I'm saying? Right? And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't even know, at least 6 of the people, I think, or 7 of the people, I don't even know, 8 maybe, that are on this Zoom right now from Steve because of that approach. Does that make sense? And by the way, you guys can do the same exact thing, and it's only been 3 months exactly. Steve and Sandra hit executive 2 weeks faster than I did my first time from when they started building, right? Here's the reality. You guys can do the exact same thing that they did if you master the evaluation approach. And we're just going through the numbers. Steve, we're not trying to talk anybody into it, right? No, we're not. We're just, hey, if you like it, great, we'll do a follow-up. If you don't, who do you know who? And we're going through the numbers, and we're not trying to, right? Isn't that true? Right? I mean, Pat, did we try to get you in? No. Jennifer, did we try to get you in? No. Kelly, did we try to get you in? No, we just told you, here's the opportunity. If you like it, great. Here's a follow-up. We'll answer your questions. Worst case scenario. And that's how it works. We're just getting people to evaluate it because they might know the right people or they may be interested in themselves. Either way, it's fine with us. Let me just show you how it happens. So even if it's not for you, again, this is what I love to say. Even if it's not for you, you understand enough about what I do so you have 100% confidence to send people my way and know I'll treat them right and I won't try to sell them or talk them into anything that they don't want to do. Until I get there, I don't want you to send me anybody. How about that? That's the evaluation approach, right? Psychology. I don't want this person in unless they make me put them in. I'm not trying to twist an arm. All I'm trying to do is build a professional rapport and a relationship of where they be comfortable referring people to me. And obviously in certain situations like other business owners, they now know that you're willing to reciprocate. Once they get that, man, that's magic in motion. It is absolute magic in motion. So that's the psychology. Now, the key is it cannot be manipulative. You need to train your brain that you're not trying to get them in. And understand and appreciate that when the right people sees this, they are going to, they're going to make themselves known to you. They are going to volunteer themselves. At the end of the presentation, have you seen anything here that made a couple people come across your mind? Maybe someone else or maybe even yourself. Yeah, me, right? You guys heard me say that at the end of the presentation. From what you saw tonight, what did you see what's most intriguing to you? Right? Oh, this, no kid. So did you see something here worth looking into further for either someone else you know or maybe even yourself? Yeah, I would love to look at it. Boom, they introduce themselves. But yeah, I know somebody, so I give them an out. Someone else you know or maybe even yourself. Yeah, I know 3 people that would love this. Great. How can I get in touch with them? But I let them know that it could be for them, and if they is, boom, they jump all over it. I didn't say, do you want to do it? What do you think? I'd say, from what you saw, you understand what I'm saying? It's such a magic touch. But the key is, I got it through and I started just like everybody else did. I just wanted everybody. And I thought everybody on planet Earth would do this because it's the most brilliant compensation plan in the world. There's nothing in the world that comes close to it. And I thought everybody's going to do it. But I had to train myself that I'm not trying to get anybody. I just need to know. I know this guy knows 2 people right now, and I'm going to find out who they are, whether it's for him or not, or for her or not. I need to treat him right so he's comfortable to send those people to me, even if it's not for him. Do you guys know, I think Dennis Franks, if I remember correctly, was either 7 or 9 generations from JR, meaning of referrals that none of the guys that led the Dennis wanted to do it. But they kept giving recommendations because JR wasn't trying to get any of them. He was just networking to find the right people. And it was 7 or 9 generations of recommendations that Dennis showed up. And they were comfortable enough because JR didn't try to get any of them to give them the referral to the next person, which led to Dennis Franks, the executive field vice president of the company. You guys get that? You know, it's such a big deal. So the first thing is that it's not a manipulative thing. I'm not tricking people. See, the challenge is when you bring in salespeople a lot of times, they actually they think of the evaluation approach incorrectly. They think, like a lot of times in sales, for example, if anybody's done anything like in sales, like especially like high pressure sales, where it's like those really expensive, I'm not picking on any of this stuff. If you've done it, I'm just saying really expensive vacuums, really expensive knives, really expensive windows, stuff like this, right? Where you're going in and saying, hey, I just want to give you a demo. If I do 10 demos, I get a bonus, whether you buy or not. And once they're in the house, they don't leave until they have a signed contract. They're just like hard sales. You guys know what I'm talking about. They think that the sales guys make a mistake that that's what they need to do. And they spend all their time trying to convince people. And here's a problem. Get this too. This is another key point. If I try to convince people to do this business, the person I convince thinks they have to learn how to convince people to do the business. And that's not hard. That's not easy for people. And most people don't like how it feels. And they think, wow, no wonder, Joey can do this business. He can sell anybody. But I can't do that. So I can't make it. And they don't end up making it because they were approached wrong. And people will always approach people the way they're approached. Let me repeat that. People always approach people the way they're approached. Here's the thing. I might have the confidence and the experience to go direct to somebody and say, Pastor Pat, I want you to get in this business with me because you and I can make a lot of money together. I want to show it to you. Now, I have enough confidence and I have enough experience and success that would work for me. But here's the problem. That is only about 5% of the population. So now Pastor Pat gets into business because I can do it. I have the success, the swag, the confidence, because I've been doing this for 20-something years, right? But now if he gets started and he doesn't have any of the same experience as I do, he's going to go out and try to use the same approach and get blown out of the water. Or maybe not Pastor Pat, but 95% of the other people. And then they're saying, oh, no, wonder Gina is done. She can sell anybody. But I can't do it. No, everybody's saying no to me, Don. Stop trying. If you have people saying no to you, stop trying to get them to do something. I don't get no's. The only thing I get is, Don, I'm really busy. I have to get back to you when I have some time. I really don't have time right now. That's the only type of, they never say I'm not interested, and here's why. I didn't ask them to do anything that they'd be interested in. I just said, well, you evaluate what I have because you might know the right people, in which case, right? I can even make it mutually profitable if you can lead me to the right people without you having to have any involvement whatsoever, just understanding what I do so I can comfortably help people, especially in this time where people are in need. You guys get that? It's such a big deal. It's brilliant. I just learned this early on, and it is big time psychology for you more than them. But if they feel any pressure, if they feel any salesy, if they feel like you're trying to get them in any way, by the way, I struggle with this sometimes because I'm so passionate about it that sometimes people will mistake my pitch for passion, especially digitally, because they can't feel the energy. They can hear it. They can see that I'm excited, and it kind of can maybe sometimes feel like an act a little bit for some people. Same thing with Venus. She's very similar to me. But when you get a chance to get around people like that and you feel the authenticity and sincerity, you know it's absolutely 1,000% real. It's just like JR, by the way. Sometimes you think he's doing a song and dance show up on stage until you get a chance to sit with him, and he is the exact same person one-on-one as he is in front of 20,000 people. Right? It's authenticity, and that's really what it's all about. So it's not a manipulative approach. Brainwash yourself I know you might have people where you're sitting down with and you're thinking, I know it, I still do it every once in a while, right? Where you're thinking to yourself, dude, if this person did it, we'd make $1 million together. Like the people that have these wealth. But you have to brainwash, I don't care. It's just about who they know. I'm not trying to get them in. I'm just professionally networking with this person. I want them to know enough about what I do so they can comfortably send me people. So that's the evaluation approach. I don't want you to send me people until you're 100% confident that I'm going to treat them right and I'm not going to try to sell them or convince them to do something they don't want to do. Until that happens, I don't want you to refer me anybody. That type of confidence really makes a difference, doesn't it? That's the evaluation approach. So a couple of tips and tweaks, and I'm going to ask a couple people's feedback here real quick. I want to add some feedback here, just to get some other perspectives. A couple tips and tweaks. The evaluation approach, watch Master Building Techniques audio, or listen to the Master Building Techniques audio. Make that your daily audio for the next 7 days in a row. The reason why I made it so successful is my first month. That's the only audio I had. It was a cassette tape, and I wore that thing out till it broke. I probably, no joke, listened to it 100 times my first month. And I could verbally repeat, you put that audio on, I can say the word before JR says the word for the entire audio, including every time he clears his throat. And that's it. When you do that, you regurgitate this stuff to where you own it at that point. and you're unstoppable. But the most important reason why you have to master it is because anybody can use the evaluation approach, but only a really good postured professional can do direct approaches. And 95% of people won't work for direct, but everybody can use the evaluation. And it works for everybody. And by the way, it's a great way to sift and sort for you to find the right people instead of you convincing the wrong person. Does everybody get that? I don't want to convince somebody to get in that doesn't want to do it at all. I only want people that are 100% want to do it. You know why? Because if they're not 100% that want to do it, then I got to convince them to remember to do a form of 1,000. I got to convince them to talk to people. I got to remind them to do stuff instead of them being so hungry that they want it, that they do the daily success habits of an unfranchised owner every single day. So remember, the key to the evaluation approach, just as a high level perspective, is this. My goal is to get people to evaluate the business plan because they might know the right person and it may or may not be for them, and I'm fine with it either way, but they can't recommend me anybody until they understand how it works and what makes us different out there in the marketplace. And I'm only going to ask for recommendations once you realize 100% that person you recommend me, I'm going to give them a great opportunity, but I'm not going to twist their arm or try to convince them to do anything that they don't want to do. I'm a professional. Does that make sense? And that's the positioning of the evaluation approach. Darwin, any perspectives for me, brother?
I love the fact that you talked about the master building techniques, because it's a lot of fun when you and I get in a car together and we have, like little battles. Because I mean, hey, look, I'm not the smartest tool in the shed, but I've been able to master this. And I just did it tonight. I literally had a young man here tonight who's been kind of like teetering on whether or not he wanted to do this tonight. And when I wrote out a script for him, it was exactly what we just talked about right here. The evaluation, and the first thing I say, period, bottom line is, this probably isn't for you, and that's okay. But you may know the right people, and that's what we want to talk about. And this guy was just like, oh my God, like I've been approached by all these CBD oil companies and by all these Bitcoin companies, and they're like all direct approaches. Toby just told me tonight about an approach that a guy from our church put on next door. And it was a direct approach, and he was actually getting feedback from it. But you know what's going to happen is when these people realize what he's talking about, it's going to be, the bait and switch. It's going to be tainted. It's going to be, if you do this sincerely, if you literally do it from your heart and you mean what you say and you say what you mean, people are going to hear what you got to say and listen to you, man. We're experiencing it right now. We didn't do this beginning. I got to be honest with you. We did not do this, and we just mastered it, and that's how we're growing right now. That just by getting people to evaluate this.
I love it. And one of the things that's cool about that, which just hit me that I didn't even say, is not only is it more comfortable to the person that you're approaching. Thanks, Darwin. That was awesome. But it's more comfortable to you. Think about it. If you're not trying to get anybody in or sell them or convince them, you're having fun. I'm just sitting down having fun. Ask anybody that shows a plan with me. I tell jokes the whole time, or on and off the whole time. I'll tease them, mess around. Why? Because I'm just having fun. Because I'm not trying to, there's no pressure on me when I'm showing the plan at all. I'm just trying to find if they know the right people. And I know if they're the right person, they are going to be able to help themselves and they'll volunteer themselves later. I'm just showing them that, and I'm having fun regardless. I'm having fun because I don't care. And that when people see that you just are a fun person and you're lighthearted and you're having fun and you're sharing it with them and you're not taking yourself too seriously, but serious enough to make money, they want to be a part of that, boy. And it's awesome. So it's more comfortable to you too, which makes you have fun. If you feel pressure when you're showing the plan, if you feel anxious when you're showing the plan, if you feel any of that stuff, you have to fix that psychology. You're actually worried about the result. You have to fall in love with the process, not the result. Let me repeat that. The evaluation approach helps you fall in love with the process and not the result. So then all you have to do is make the process fun. JR says, most important, every time, you guys all that were at special sessions at JR's house, what would he say? The whole meeting, when he wrapped up, he says, most importantly, what? Have fun. Go have fun. Because people don't want to be around stuffed shirt, high stress, high, stuffed shirt weirdos. You know what I mean? They want to be around people that are fun, right? And that's a key thing. So anyway, who else can we get? Just a couple people that had some good experiences with this from an evaluation. Pastor Pat, go ahead, shoot. Give me a couple. Just give me a minute of your perspectives.
Okay. One thing that really helped, everything changed for me when I started using the evaluation approach. It did take all the pressure off. And one of the things people ask me, how do you prevent people from wanting to know website addresses, and they want more information? They want to go in research mode. When they go into research mode, they're automatically feeling targeted, because people don't go into research mode because of referrals. So if you're always getting the people wanting more info, whatever, without you maybe even realizing it, you are doing the direct approach, and they want more information to see if it's worth meeting with you to find out more information about the business, because they feel targeted. But if they don't have any inkling that you are interested in them whatsoever, and you're truly using the evaluation approach, then they don't need all that information. They don't care, And then the last thing is, when I started doing that, the less I truly care inside. You have to measure it inside. Like, am I secretly hoping that they're going to want to do this, or am I truly caring about referrals? And you have to train yourself to go, I don't know where this is going to go. And you just have to get used to about basically being excited about possibilities. I don't know where this is going to go, but I'm going to bless them. I'm going to help them. They're going to help me in some way. It's going to be a positive interaction. It's going to be a positive experience. And we'll just see how we can help each other, and we'll just see where it goes, and see if I can help them and they can help me in some way, and just make it fun, like you said, and just truly care about the person, and don't be so self-focused. Focus on what's best for them, because, and also you can say, basically, I'm looking for referrals. And even if you may not know people that would be personally interested, you may know people that would be willing to maybe help me out with some referrals as well. People that are well connected, that know business owners that are, and then you just open up their mind to different possibilities. So it was life-changing for me to finally understand how to do it and the psychology behind it.
Awesome. Thanks, Pat. Now, and that's awesome. So next one, I'm going to have Jason Peer. Jason is sponsored, I think, is it 4 or 5 in the last 3 to 4 or 5 weeks? I don't know what it is, but he's on the mission right now. Go ahead, Jay. Anything you want to say about, the evaluation approach and the networking approach? I know you do a lot of kind of referral networking stuff. So go ahead, shoot.
So for me, I guess it's different, because I came into this business, I actually hunted people down. So I was never approached by this. I, seeked out to find somebody to bring me in and on board, and they modeled me the right way. So I've been coachable since day one, and I kind of had the evaluation process installed, but took off with it in the beginning, and then hit some life hurdles and dropped. And then, once I got, in line with Don here, and then everything changed when I started realizing the internal side of the business and drawing it out. When I started understanding the full, the process of how you get people to look at this for the reason of they might know the right people, they can introduce me to people, they might be interested in a product or service that I have that I can offer them. It was just more of it kind of honed it in. And once I got that down, I was just I kind of needed a traction to run on. That's why I had so many hiccups. But once I had that installed, I just kind of went through, I did a lot of professional networking, and, kind of reinstalled my communication skills, because I had bad ones from prior life. And it was just more or less, I just simply go through it as a referral process for people. I don't care if they have any interest. It's not going to hurt my feelings at all. I have no feelings towards it. It's as simple as, I understand that you do business in totally different markets. You're probably glued to probably one industry, and I can help maybe pull, just pull things and connections together in other internal industries by just working through what we do as a business with the, you know, obviously just, hey, look at what I have. It's radically different from what you're used to knowing, blah, blah, blah. And I bring it up, which JR actually tells you. He's like, bring it up in the conversation, get it out of the way, get rid of that negative, crappy conversation. You don't want to go back and forth and compete with people. Yeah, it's not one of the things multi-level marketing or anything. It's radically different. I just want you to hear it out so that you can understand how to send me some business. Like,
Perfect.
it was just a no-brainer for me.
Yeah, I love it. Thanks, bro. And obviously, that's working. I mean, you know, it's funny. Listen, a small little tweak makes all the difference in the world. And Jason proved it too. I mean, he's on fire right now. His team's growing. And here's the best part: he's duplicating that with his team. And I see him on. And a lot of people think, I mean, he's with us. I help him like once a week, if that. I mean, this dude's doing everything on his own. He's like I was. He's like, yo, dude, I want to do it myself because I want all the credit type of thing. I was just like him, man. Like, you know, like he is doing it, guys. And he's a guy to kind of watch close because he's doing it right. I'm proud of him. I want to talk to Miriam real quick. Miriam is our newest coordinator, guys. Give Miriam a round of applause. Miriam! And Miriam came through Steve's Turner. Miriam, give us, you know, your kind of perspective so far. You know, you sponsored a handful of people, and I know you're using the evaluation approach. Tell us what you're doing to get people to look at the business. How are you kind of approaching it?
Well, I mean, from day one, I did my first training right away. That so I did see that you said that we had to do the evaluation approach, and I feel that it does take the pressure off of me. So to ask the people, just say, can you just evaluate it? So that's what I do. And you're right that when you do, first of all, take the pressure off yourself and you take the pressure off the people, and they're like, oh yes, I'll take a look and give you my feedback. So I have been having a lot of luck with that. So
straightforward, right?
Yeah, straightforward. And
how many? I mean, Miriam's less than 90 days in. How many people have you sponsored, Miriam, so far?
Personal? I have three. 3 personal
sponsors, coordinator. I mean, she'll be executive in the next couple of weeks. She's rocking. So, man, and just exposure. And by the way, she's planning so many seasons. Here's the thing I got you going to. Miriam's never been to a local seminar. She doesn't even. Miriam's doing well. The only thing she knows about us is what we've done on Zooms. By the way, the reason why she's growing the way she is and her team's duplicated is because she's on more Zooms than almost anybody, if not anybody. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to create momentum, copy this woman. You know, because she is like on everything. Like every time, like, how are you on this? And you're supposed to having kids, and like she figures it out, right? And that's why she's successful. So proud of you, Miriam. How about you, Steve? Now, a lot of you guys don't know Steve Turner. Steve Turner, just to give you guys a perspective of this guy, he will never tell you, and he actually gets shy when I talk good about him. But like, he's very similar to Lisa, where it's like, but like he just don't say. But this dude is massively successful. Background in the corporate world. He climbed the corporate ladders in UPS, high level corporate, ridiculously financially successful with the UPS company. Retired from there in 30 years and went from a corporate role, really successful, made tons, did really well. And then he went into the entrepreneurial world, where he helped his wife start a company that they have over 9,000 people that sell leggings for them now, and which is pretty wild. And then on top of that, he's also a business consultant and coach. So he went to the entrepreneurial world. He has good perspective. So give us some of your background, Steve, in regards to the psychology of this and how you kind of understand it, because you have a good way with words. You have to unmute yourself, brother. There you go.
One of the things that when it comes to something like this, and this part you already know, this is an entrepreneurial event. Now, one thing, for an entrepreneur to be successful, they have to have 2 things. And if they don't have these 2 things, it's not going to happen. Number 1, passion. Passion comes from within. You can't talk anybody into having it. Plus, you have to have a passion for what we're doing. We're not serving meals in restaurants. We're giving people opportunities and helping people. If you have a passion to help people, you got people that will be successful. Number 2, you need a business model that works. We know the second one's there already. So just by using the evaluation approach and laying it out there and allowing people's passion to respond to what they hear, that's pretty much it. It's either there or it isn't. And if it's not there, you might talk them into it for 30 days, and that'll be about the end of it. So, but the you know, we just put it out there. You know, Miriam, you know, she's a tremendously good example of how things have gone. Pat and Deb, where are you? You were on here.
They're on too.
There you are, right over there. Okay. Pat and Deb are brand new.
Yeah.
And they're out of the gate.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah.
So it's just lay it out there. Have fun. Have fun is excellent. We got to do that. And just see who comes across your path.
That's right. I've had so much fun, and guys, I try to learn something from everybody I work with. And the one thing I learned from Steve, and this is so cool. I mean, Steve will put it out there, and if they're not getting it, he'll answer the question to clarify the point. But he's not trying to convince them or talk them into anything. And he just wants to find the people that are hungry, so he's not wasting time for them or him. It's mutual respect, right? And just going through the numbers, and because he knows the right people are going to come around. I've learned by watching him and the way he positions himself too, because sometimes he gets so excited. I'm like, how are you not getting this? What's wrong with you? You know, like that's what I want to do. And he just goes on because he understands you can't push a rope.
That's right.
You know, it just doesn't work. You know, and sometimes it won't be a rope. Just timing's everything. And I think that's a better way to push it, to put it. So anyway, last one, Vina, go ahead, sister. Give me some love on this stuff.
I mean, every time I get on this, I learn so much from everyone on here. It's the nuggets, you just can't get enough of them. But, you know, we really incorporate this as a lifestyle as well. And today, you guys, I'm sitting in the Colorado River talking to Big Al. And my husband thought that would be the best time to go, oh, she's on a business call. So he went next door to the people that were standing there. And they're like, oh, she's on the phone. He goes, she's working our other business. What is that? Then that just opened out. He goes, they were shocked to hear I was working with my feet in the water, literally dogs running around. He's like, yeah, she's making the money while we're traveling. I mean, it was a conversation, but it's a lifestyle. Yeah. That's the biggest thing. It is a lifestyle. And if you incorporate that into your life, if you incorporate this business, like you said, Steve, you're right. You cannot teach passion. You cannot. And part of the evaluation, when I'm looking at my husband making all this noise, hush. Oh my goodness. You know, when I'm talking about this business, like Dawn said, sometimes I might come off as too salesy maybe, but it's the passion. It is 100% passion I have. I am so excited to talk to anyone, whether I'm financially connected with them or not. I love talking about this business because this is part of our life now. The testimonials that you have when you're doing an evaluation with someone, my husband was talking to this couple that had these two little kids, and they're telling how they literally fled from LA. We're on the border pretty much of Arizona. They left LA to come camping here because of everything's going on, right? And he has no job. They've shut everything down. So now he has no money coming in. So he was like, so instead of us talking about anything negative, we went, wow, guess what? We are doing a business that no matter what we're doing, we're not fleeing anywhere. We're actually enjoying our life. We are going from town to city to state. We're enjoying ourselves. So it opened up that conversation. So like I said, you know what? I think more than anything, this has to do with that passion Steve talked about, the enthusiasm that Dawn talks about. People don't want to be on a party boat that's sinking, guys, right? They want to be where people are having a good time. And I see a lot of my team on here too, but we're fun. We're a lot of fun to hang out with. And I make sure they know we're fun. Right, Shondell? We're fun. So anyway, I guess that's my biggest thing is, yeah, have passion for what you're talking about. You know, when you're talking to someone, don't try to think about a script.
Right.
Just talk from the heart, right?
Love it. Thank you, sister. Well, guys, here's the thing. Action item. right? Listen to Master Building Techniques. Thanks. That was so great. All great info. And there's a lot more people that could have given us just as valuable info. Gene and a lot of other people on here, but Joanna's doing great. And I mean, all kinds of great growth going on a team. Guys, we're breaking records. I hope you guys know we're a beacon of light for the entire company as an organization. But listen, we're just getting started and we're just getting warmed up. And I want you guys to realize that the most important thing is to not slow down. It's to pick up the pace, right? And multiply the success. Right now, people need what we have. And they need to know about it. So number one, listen to Master Building Techniques and master getting people to evaluate it. But secondly, make sure you get with a senior partner and get your action plan done. You might be seeing on Facebook, but all these people are getting action plans done. Darwin and Toby just finished ours earlier. I did Gina's and Steve's and Joanna's, and I'm doing Shondel's and whatever tomorrow. And all these people are getting them done. Make sure that you get an action plan done with me or your senior partner right away. So reach out and let us know. And I appreciate you guys being on. And I hope you learned something tonight. So anyway, thanks for your time. I'm stopping.